Well, Turkey is confronting the YPG alongside the Free Syrian Army. The FSA does include Arabs, Kurds, as well as Turkmen fighters. TRT World's Ahmed Al-Burai sent this report from the front lines of Operation Olive Branch.
Sultan Murad Brigade is one of the FSA commando groups that spearheaded Euphrates Shield operation back in 2016. Now they're back on the front line. Obaid al-Izzi is an Arab fighter who says the YPG has a pipe dream of dividing Syria. He's now in the battlefield to prevent that.
We are the sons of this land. We are the Free Syrian Army, and we can never abandon our duty for any reason whatsoever. We will fight alongside our brothers in the Turkish army to maintain the territorial integrity of our country.
Together with these FSA fighters, Ankara says it's determined to rid its border from the YPG terrorists. These are the FSA fighters who defeated Daesh in Turkey's Euphrates Shield operation back in 2016. Among them are Arabs, Kurds and Turkmen, who they say they represent the true spirit of the Syrian revolution. Today, they are together again, this time to defeat the YPG, another terrorist group they consider no different from Daesh. Some of these fighters still have families inside YPG-controlled areas. They say the group asks for large sums of money to let them escape from the ongoing fighting, and it's their duty to set them free. Abu Furkan is one of the Turkmen fighters. He told me the people in the recently retaken villages received them with tears of joy.
They are grateful because we saved their children and women. YPG forcibly recruits them for military service. It's typical terrorism, the same as Daesh.
So far, the FSA fighters say they've retaken 16 villages from the terror group. The operation aims at creating a safe zone for more than 3 million Syrian refugees to go back to their homeland. Obaida says the YPG is an outsider, the same as Daesh. Its foreign fighters outnumber the Syrians.
We ask them to surrender, and we will send them back to their countries. In our fight with Daesh, we arrested Iraqis, Frenchmen, and Russians. We handed them to their embassies. We call on the YPG to give up their weapons, and we will do the same thing with them.
This group believes the demands of the peaceful Syrian revolution are still possible. Dignity, freedom, and justice were the rights they revolute for. Though their revolution has been stabbed in the back by many parties, they say now they matured enough to know their enemies and their true friends.
And Ahmed Al-Burai joins us from Azaz now. Ahmed, now this is the 6th day of the offensive. You're in Syria. Just give us an update on how the operation is progressing and what you're seeing.
Indeed, Alijan, this is the 6th day of the operation that is still ongoing. We still can hear the sporadic shelling of the artillery fire coming from Turkey to this mountain. Behind me is exactly the Bursaya mountain that has been taken by the Free Syrian Army and the Turkish armed forces recently from the YPG fighters. And as you can see on my left, this is the main road that is taking you to the mountain, and there the fighting is intensifying from now and then. It is difficult at the moment for these vehicles, army vehicles, to go because, you know, it's a kind of a slippery, mountainous landscape, and it's rainy, so it's very difficult for the elements. A big number of fighters were massing here before they moving to the forefront a while ago, and they told me that they expect the fighting to intensify, as today it's very clear and the weather is not that bad, the same as the past few days. Now the operation is still ongoing. The Turkish army is saying that they're advancing more and more on the ground, taking more positions from the YPG. At least so far 16 military positions have been retaken and some of the villages were liberated. We had the chance to talk to some of the families who are around me here. They used to be citizens of Tel Rifat and Afrin behind me. They were displaced from these cities 2 years ago when the YPG took control of. Now they are preparing themselves. Some of them, they already packed their stuff and they want to go back. They can impatiently wait for the operation to end so that they can go back to the places they remember when they were children, as they told me, Ali Jan.
Okay, well, Ahmed, let's switch our attention to across the border. 2 Turkish citizens have been killed by a YPG rocket attack. You were in Kilis where that attack happened. Give us a sense of what the people there are feeling, because this is not the first rocket attack to hit the area.
Indeed, Ali Jan, it's not the first. A number of rockets have landed in Kilis in the past 7 days since the operation started. But last night, a rocket landed on a mosque, killing 2, 1 Turkish and 1 Syrian refugee, and injuring at least 6 others. Another rocket landed on a house and injured 5 other citizens in the city. Now, these sporadic rocket attacks from the YPG, non-stop attacks, a long night. They never stop, as the YPG retaliating against the Turkish cities on the border. Now, on the ground, the people, they do feel that this operation should go on and continue until it purges all these border from these elements, the same as Turkey did in 2016 in Operation Euphrates Shield, when they cleaned the border from the Daesh elements. The people we've been talking to, they're telling us they are still the same. Daesh and the YPG are the 2 sides of the same coin, because it's still doing the same terrorist attacks. Even we've had the chance to talk, as in the report, to some of the fighters who are Kurds and who they told us that these YPG fighters are not the real representative of the revolution they started with, asking for dignity, freedom and justice. If they, one of the fighters told me, Ali Jan, if they say that they are the real guarantors of the Kurdish nation, what do they do in Raqqa and in Deir ez-Zor? These are Arab majority cities. Why do they still hold them and do not allow their citizens, the indigenous citizens of these cities, to go back? They are racist, as this Kurdish fighter told me. They killed his own brother, and he's married last month, and he's now on the forefront along with the Turkish army in order to push these back. Another one from the Turkmen told me that most of them are foreigners. The foreign fighters, as Daesh, they outnumber the Syrian fighters, and that's why they're determined to go ahead with this fight until they clean Syria from them and let the people go back to their homes.
Ahmed, this is also one of the major points that Turkey's leaders are also trying to make in terms of communicating with the international community. All right, that's TRT World's Ahmed Albarai joining us from Azaz. That's a Free Syrian Army controlled territory in northern Syria. Thank you.